Okay, we're joined by Houston head coach Kelvin Sampson. Coach, congratulations on the American Championship and, of course, on the NCAA tournament selection. If we just get your opening thoughts, and then we'll open up to questions, please.
Our coach, we met this morning as a group before we went over and got our COVID test about 8:45. Just like last night, after the Memphis game, we knew we'd be playing Cincinnati. So the good news from a personnel standpoint, we'd already played them. So for us, it was just a matter of what are they doing different now than before. So we went through their personnel, how they're being used. We have a flow chart, a shot chart that we look at to see tendencies, who's up, who's down, who's better. Watched film last night. Didn't come over to the gym this morning for shoot around, but our managers do a great job of taping a court on the floor in our meeting room and our meal room. So just went through our stuff. We added something that we put one thing in for today that we wanted to do, but for the most part, our guys were excited about competing for a championship. I don't think our guys don't talk, and it's not that I have not talked to them about the tournament or seeding. I've mentioned it to them, but being the automatic qualifier was never something that we wanted to be the American Conference champions. At 14-3 this year, we felt like you could have called us regular season champions, but they decided before the year started how they were going to do that. We've been putting banners and cutting nets down now for 3 or 4 years. So it's nice to know that this group legacy will have a legacy. And I told them this morning that 15, 20 years ago, you would be driving through Houston and see if you want to get back, see if you can get in the building so you can show your son or daughter that banner that says champion, NCAA tournament, whatever the banner may say, and you're gonna be proud of that. So we talked about the importance of that opportunity this morning, and we came over here with the right mindset. So our guys were excited to play, and I'm thrilled for them, happy for them, proud of them, and that wraps up, the conference tournament, regular season. Now we move on to the NCAA tournament.
Open up to questions for Coach Sampson, please. We'll start with Joseph Duarte from the Houston Chronicle.
Kelvin, congratulations. Just wanted to start off with just the moment out there after the game. And I know you've said that never gets old to do that, but just being able to share that. I saw you on the podium with some of the players afterwards, taking photos, just sitting there with the trophy. What that whole moment means that it never gets old.
There was a time in the early 2000s when and Kellen and Hollis and Qantas and I were talking about that. Don't remember the years, might have been 01, 02, 03, but we won 3 consecutive Big 12 tournaments. I think one year would be 2 years, it might have been Kansas, and 1 year it might have been Missouri or Texas, I can't remember, but 3 straight years, those are hard to do once. And so we were talking about how long ago, but yet how short ago that seemed. And those guys, and Kellen and Qantas and Hollis were talking about, we thought we were doing all the work. And now that they've become coaches, they realize that it's there's a connection there. It's a shared responsibility. And they were just thrilled. And I was thrilled for those guys that they get to experience this on the coach's side now. But cutting those nets down and holding the trophy up and seeing the confetti is all about, and I could go 1 through 14 on our roster, whether you're a walk-on or one of the main guys, you're all the same to us. Everybody's part of our family. DeJon and Justin, Bryson, and Quentin. Those guys believed in our program. They didn't come back because it was good for them. They came back to this program because they thought this program was good for them. And to see how it's worked out for them, that's where I get my thrills. I'm excited that Quentin and DeJon and Bryson and Justin and their last years in college get to go out like this. I don't know how many. I don't know how many conference championships or tournaments I've been a part of over the past, but you're right, it never gets old. But there's such a shared responsibility, and ebbs and flows, highs and lows. You win some big games, you lose some big games. But you're going to lose games, and I've never worried about losing games. I just really never have. Not that I don't worry about it. I just, you start plotting your course. How do you get your team back centered? Sometimes, if you're not paying attention on the road, you may run off the side of the road. As long as you don't run in the ditch, you're okay. Everybody swerves off the road now and then, but get it back on the road in between the lines. And we've been pretty good at that around here, is keeping it between the lines. But you better have tough kids, high character kids, kids that want to be coached, kids that will play for each other. And Quentin, the reason it works for Quentin and DeJon and Bryson and Justin is that they realize it's not about them. It's about the program. And they play for something bigger than themselves. And, when they get interviewed, they get asked about them, but they're just part of the team. And sometimes you give them timely reminders, depending on how I want to deliver it. But this group's been an easy group to coach. Don't know how much longer the season's going to last. I saw UMBC beat Virginia, so I don't take anything for granted. Neither should anybody else.
Go to Chris Baldwin for the next one, please.
Coach, does it mean something to you to see University of Houston as a number 2 seed in the tournament, considering where this program was when you started, and you're recruiting kids that go to games even? And
yeah, I know exactly what you're asking, Chris, but it's hard for me to think that way right now. We got what we earned. I think I was more like that when the first year went to the NCAA tournament 4 years ago, because I knew how bad it was. There's no guarantee this thing was going to get turned around. It was so bad. And the thing that drove me, and I appreciate everybody, on the wagon with us now, but the thing that drove me back then was the apathy. It doesn't take much to motivate me. It doesn't take much to activate this chip I have on my shoulder. It just doesn't take much, and you're either with us or against us. And if you want to be against us, we're going to still do it anyway. We'll figure it out. And that was our attitude when we first got here. This wasn't our first rodeo. We've done this before. But once they realized we knew what we were doing, they didn't know we knew what we were doing. And that's why there was a lot of no's early. But I didn't take no for an answer. Just would not, and I put the onus on them. Now here's a list of schools in this conference. Here's this, and here's this list. Which list are you on? So tell me right now. It's not like I don't have options here. If you're going to be on this list, then I can work with you. If you want to be on this list, adios. I'll go somewhere else. I want to win, but you're going to have to trust me here. But Mac Rhodes started it. Hunter Yurchek, really, really, really more so than Mac gave me an opportunity. We talked a lot, and Mac believed in me. And Hunter was in with 2 feet. And then when Chris got here, he has been he's joined hands and said, "What do you need?" You know, that's the only question he ever asked me. What do you need? What can I do for you? But the good athletic directors, that's what they do. You know, administrators, I've learned to put them in two categories. They're either inhibitors or facilitators. There is no gray area with administrators. And if you're not going to be a facilitator, then you really shouldn't be in athletic administration. You don't have to be very smart to say no. You don't have to be very motivated to not do anything either.
And what was your reaction when you saw the draw and saw Cleveland State, and what was your initial reaction?
Let's get ready for Cleveland State. Great young coach in Dennis Gates. I've been on some Zoom calls with him over the summer and the fall during the course of the year. One of my best friends is Leonard Hamilton. He was Leonard's assistant for years and years. So I know Dennis. Dennis and I go back a long way. I'm sure you guys will be talking to him, so I'll let him tell our connection. But a lot of respect for Dennis Gates. I think he's a terrific coach. The future of our game is in a good spot when guys like Dennis Gates are doing great things at this early in his profession. I think he's big time.
We'll take the next one from Matt Musial, KHOU, please.
Hey, Kelvin, congratulations.
Thank you.
Going back to last year, you guys appear to be poised for a great run in the postseason, and it was all taken away. You mentioned the word excited. For your guys who are back, is that part of where that excitement comes from? They get a chance to show people what they're all about? No, that is not it at all. It's the excitement of making the tournament. That's it. There's only 68 teams that get to do it. There'll be auxiliary excitements, but the number one excitement is making the tournament. If you've never coached, you never played, then you wouldn't ask that question. You'd ask it the way you asked it. You ask it from a fan perspective. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. I do this for a living, and I know how hard it is to make this tournament. It is difficult. Look at the teams in our conference that didn't make it this year. Look at teams in the Big 12 that didn't make it. Look at the teams in the SEC that did not make it. There's teams that haven't made it in 4 or 5 years, 5 or 6 years, 7 or 8 years. They keep changing coaches and they'll never make it. So when you ask me what am I excited about, I'm excited about making the tournament. I don't know how many times I've made it. It's irrelevant. But this team made it. I'm excited that we made the tournament together. Nobody put more salt into the soup. Everybody put the same amount in. We're all in this together. Nobody up here, nobody down here. In this program, that excitement is spread across the board. So when you ask me what's that excitement about, it's making the tournament. Would we have made the tournament last year? Obviously, of course we would have. And if we'd have made it last year, I would have been excited for the same exact reasons. Going all the way back to 1993, 94 season, and all the way here to 2021. Been in a lot of them. So for me, I don't ever lose sight of it. And people can narrate and narrative and spin all they want to. I don't care. I know how hard this thing is to make. But I know this, the more you make it, the more people take for granted and don't appreciate it and don't respect that you do make it. I know how that works too. That's for sure. But there was an extra incentive.
Was that?
I agree, but was there not extra incentive because they were denied last year?
No, I never thought about that. Tremont Mark wasn't here last year. Every team is an entity into itself. Last year's team opportunity went to the wayside just like everybody else's. This year has no connection to last year. No, not for me. My excitement is for my kids, for what they've accomplished this year. We turned that bus around on I-45 last season. Year ended. Can't do anything about it. But we lost a lot of guys. And it started with Nate. Nate Hinton said, "I'm not coming back." Fabian White tore his ACL, and it kept going. Caleb said he's going to transfer. Chris graduated. We've done that a lot around here. We've had to start over with a new group. That's what we'll do. We'll worry about next year. But this team right now, with this opportunity that they have, I'm excited for them. I remember Justin Gorham when he sat out that year and didn't get to play. I remember DeJon's struggles last year. Bryson's ups and downs. This hasn't been an easy road for any of our kids, but I love them. They're mine. So the opportunity to see their excitement is my excitement.
Thank you.
Take two more. We'll start with Robbie Fueling from Spectrum News 1, please.
Hey, Coach. How would you characterize this year and this team, and what makes your team the best in the AAC, and one of the best teams in Texas, if not the country?
Well, I think it's obvious why we're the best team in the league. We have good players. That's where it starts. Our team is put together well, and everybody embraces their roles well. There's no infighting. There's no jealousy. Winning is more important than statistics with this group, as is all of our teams. We get that out of them early. But building a team. I'm sure when I finally do decide that I'm gonna move on and do something else, that'll be probably what I miss the most is taking the pieces and putting them together and then building them and seeing them come together and be a team. And that's what we have. We have a good team. We have good players. But just because you have good players doesn't mean you're gonna have a good team. Look at the top recruiting classes last year. They were Duke and Kentucky. I didn't see either one of their names called today. So talent by itself is not what makes you good. It's having kids that will be coached, will buy in, and will adjust to their surroundings. But we're pretty good. My staff, Quantis and Kellen and Alvin, they're great at. We don't recruit kids that don't fit us. You may see a kid that's rated here, or see a kid mention our name. You got to be pretty special for us to want to sign you. There's a difference in recruiting somebody and wanting to sign them. We try to sign kids that if they get kicked out of practice and they come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, we don't mind being in there at 6 o'clock with them. And then a lot of kids, I don't want to lose with. I want a team I don't mind losing with. I don't mind losing with this team. Listen, we win it all, we're going to lose. There's 67 teams that's going to lose their last game. And then you put your uniforms up and go into the next year. But right now, Justin Gorham, DeJon Jarreau, Bryson Gresham, Quentin Grimes, that's basically our senior class. We're going to try to see how long that we can stay on that dance floor. Keep that needle on the vinyl, and let's keep dancing, man.
Okay, we'll take the last one from Mark Berman, please. Fox 26.
Kelvin, I'm sure you've been asked this, but I got knocked off, lost internet and everything else. How special is it for you and your program to be a 2 seed, and to follow that with to be playing as well as you're playing at this time of year?
Yeah, Chris asked me about that a while ago. The only thing I guess I would ask is an honor, but you earn it. It's not like we bought it, or that we got the most money so we can go buy it. We earned it. Nobody gave it to us.
You know, I mean, we earned it. You know, there's a lot of really good teams that didn't make the tournament. There's a lot of good teams in the play-in game. So it's just a nod of the cap, but you still got to go win games in the tournament. You know, when that ball goes up, what days are our turn? Is our Thursday, Saturday, or Saturday, Monday? Or Thursday?
Friday.
Right, Friday. What is it? Friday, Sunday?
Friday, Sunday.
When do we play?
Friday.
So when that ball gets tipped up on Friday, you know, brackets, the seeds just create more expectations and brings the ignorance out of people, because most people don't know what they're talking about. Will assume you're going to win because of the number in front of your name. That's not how it works. If you don't believe me, ask Tony Bennett.
Kelvin, what about playing so well heading into the tournament?
I just want to be playing on Good Friday night.
Okay,
Coach,
thank you.
Thanks for your time today, and congratulations and best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
How y'all doing?
Very good. We welcome Justin Gorham to the room, please. We again, same thing. We'll use the raise hand feature in the Zoom, or drop a note in chat, and we'll get to your questions. And we'll start with Joseph Duarte, please.
Justin, you guys look like you were having a really good time with the confetti and stuff out there. What was that moment like? You know, y'all celebrated regular season championships, but to get the tournament won and accomplish that, what was that like?
Just once in a lifetime experience. You know, I believe three years in a row, UH was in the conference championship, and we were on a short end of the stick. But we just wanted to come out here, play our best game, and just get the job done. But I mean, this wasn't one, you know, this week or anything. This was one, you know, in October. You know, those hard conditioning months, hard pre-practices and everything. So, you know, we knew it was at stake, so we just wanted to come grab it.
Go to the next one from Chris Baldwin, please.
Justin, what was, you know, watching the bracket like, and what was the reaction of the guys? Was there excitement, more business? Like, you know, what was that moment like?
I'll say it was excitement. You know, some guys first time participating in a selection show. It was definitely exciting, but I mean, selection show is exciting, but you know, we gotta go win. You know, we saw our name, we saw our opponent, Cleveland State. Believe they're a great program. You know, they're in March Madness. So we just saw who we got to play, and we just know that we got to go get business handled to move on to the next game.
We'll go to Jason Bristol, KHOU, please.
Typically the tournament is go from, you know, one site to the next. Have you guys even thought about how you'll handle this bubble in Indianapolis and what it's going to be like? Or because you've basically been in your own little bubble this year, it won't be much of an adjustment?
I don't think it would be much of an adjustment because you know, this year, like you said, we've been in a bubble. You know, whether it's home game or away games, you know, coach is just preaching, you know, keep your circle close. You know, don't be going out, don't be, you know, just hanging out with a lot of people, because times that we're in, you never know when you could pop positive or anything. So, I mean, it's not going to be different. You know, this world, I mean, the world's been dealing with this for a year. So just trying to get to Indianapolis and, you know, win some games.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Robbie Fueling, please, Spectrum News.
Hey, Justin, two quick questions for you. The first one being, was it any sweeter beating or winning this championship game, considering you lost to Cincinnati in the past two AAC tournament championship games? And two, you guys went to the Sweet 16 your last appearance. What's going to take to get to that stage again and hopefully further?
Yes, it was sweet. You know, Cincinnati is a great program. They've been in the championship a lot of times. So, you know, we saw Cincinnati beat Wichita, and we were just focused on Cincinnati after yesterday, after a win versus Memphis. So, you know, I mean, shout out to Cincinnati. Nobody had them getting to the tournament finals, but we just went out there and handled business. And your second question, we just got to go out there, you know, listen to Coach Samp, listen to the game plan, everything's going to take care of itself.
Okay, we'll go next to Mark Berman, please.
Justin, what do you think about the way you're playing now with the opportunity in front of you to make a run and win this thing?
I'm excited. You know, coaching staff, program put confidence in me. many talks about, just play your game, play your role, and everything's gonna come. So I'm just excited to get into March Madness and just show the world what me and my teammates capable of.
How's that championship hat feel?
I love it. Feels great. We haven't won a tournament championship since we've been in America. So, first time is always a charm.
Okay, we'll take two more. We'll go from Joseph Duarte next, and then we'll finish the Indiana. So Joseph, go ahead.
Justin, you hear the term blue blood program, when you talk about successful programs and college basketball.
Mhm.
Do you think Houston now, of what you guys have done, should be included in that conversation or building up to being recognized like that nationally, or should be?
Some people might think so, but I like being the underdog. We like being the underdog. Because Sam talks about being blue collar, not blue blood. Be the underdogs, surprise people. So I feel like I like that. People think the American isn't as talented as the Big Ten or Big East or Southeastern Conference, but it's not really about that. It's just about your heart and what you do on the court.
And if I could ask, what's the craziest thing that's happened to you with the protocols and stuff, all the testing and stuff? Has it just gotten to be so routine, or is getting that thing up your nose just still not getting used to it?
Yeah, it's became routine. In the beginning, when we came down here for workouts, June, July, just getting tested every Thursday, every Wednesday, it was a little difficult with a Q-tip going up your nose. But we didn't test it past 7 days straight. So we're used to it now. So we just go in there and take it.
Okay, we'll take the last one from Andy Yanez, please.
Hey, Justin, heading into the NCAA tournament, where do you feel that the front court group is at this point?
Great. With Fabian coming back, Reggie playing great, Bryson playing great off the bench. It's just sky's the limit. Coach Cal, we talk before we get on the court, just about the front court. We're the identity. We're the ones who go in there, crash for rebounds. We're the one who's stopping the guard and pick and roll coverages. So, we just got to keep setting the tone and, can't let up. But I feel very confident in our front court.
Justin, thanks for giving us a few minutes and congratulations.
Well, have a good one.
Okay, we're joined by Quentin Grimes from Houston. Quentin, congratulations. We'll take questions. We'll start with Chris Baldwin from Paper City, please.
Quentin, what's that moment like, watching the bracket reveal with your teammates, and, what was your reaction on seeing, you guys as a 2 seed?
Man, it was great. It kind of shows everything that we built on this whole year. We've been practicing super hard. It shows that everything's starting to pay off with all the shuttle we run, all the hard practices, all the rebounding drills. It's just kind of really paying off right now, but we got to keep it going.
And did anyone have a memorable reaction, sort of, while you're watching it, or something you remember?
I remember everybody was super happy. Everybody was just a real cool thing. Everybody's so happy because everybody knows how hard we work for this. But we just got to keep going in the Indy.
Take the next one from Mark Berman, please.
Quentin, how honored are you and your teammates to be a 2 seed?
Man, it was something that Coach emphasized coming into this game. He said, if we want to be a 2 seed, we got to win out. We got to win this whole tournament, because people were hoping that we wouldn't, so we couldn't be a 2 seed. So we knew how big last night's game was and how big this game was, how good Cincinnati had been playing. So we had to come out there and play Cougar basketball.
I know you have to play it one game at a time, but what do you think about your chances to make that kind of a run that could win it all?
Yeah, we got like I've been saying all year, we got a really special team. Never been a part of this team with so much chemistry. We love playing for each other. We love when everybody does it great. It just kind of is really special. And I feel like if we take it one game at a time and not overlook certain opponents, then we'll be in good hands.
Take the next one from Chris Gardner, please.
When do you guys stop enjoying the celebration and begin focusing on Cleveland State?
I know we'll have a so soak this in for sure. Knowing this, we kind of made history, the first conference. I think it's the first conference championship that Houston's won since the American League, what Coach said. So just soak it in today, off day tomorrow. And I know the coaches will probably be preparing tonight. So right now, the players just probably enjoying it right now. But yeah, we'll definitely be ready. We got to be sharp for sure.
We'll go next to Jason Bristol, KHOU.
Thank you. Quentin, good to see you. the fact that you guys are now going into a bubble in Indianapolis, will it be much of an adjustment based on everything that you've had to, I guess, undergo this year? Will it be that much of a change or an adjustment?
I don't think so. Just knowing that this year we kind of had to take certain precautions to train to make sure that we couldn't go out to certain places, try to be around the same people that you always are when we're testing negative and stuff like that. So I feel like once we kind of get in a routine of kind of just staying at the hotel and just going back and forth to the gym, I feel like we'll be fine.
Thank you.
Take the next one from Joseph Duarte, please.
Quentin, what you guys accomplished this weekend, especially, a lot of guys stepping up and maybe getting things going heading into the tournament. How much do you think that will benefit the team? That, guys like Marcus, who had maybe struggled a little bit, that he really got going this weekend and y'all seem to be on all cylinders.
Yeah, it's great. Even when Marcus was in that little slump, we probably gave him more confidence than he had in himself. But like that's just how we are as a team. So when you see him just go out there playing the way he plays, like he did in the first half today, it's just we see all the time. It's nothing new. So whenever he's in the slump like that, we'll know he get out of it. So just seeing him kind of get back to his flow, it just open up our eyes even more for when we go in the Indy.
Okay, go to Chris Baldwin, please. Paper City.
Quentin, even though you're a 2 seed, do you still look at this as a chance to bring, more national respect to Houston and sort of validate, what you've done and how good you are this tournament?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it does. I feel like coming in, people kind of may overlook Houston. I feel like they kind of push us to the side a little bit, but we know how good we are. We know the type of team we are. We know how tough we are. And I feel like this is a great opportunity to kind of put Houston on the map and kind of show that we're one of the powerhouses in college basketball.
We'll take the last one from Andy Yanez, please.
Quentin, where do you think the guard group is heading into the NCAA tournament?
You should say that again.
Where do you think the guard group is as a whole heading into the NCAA tournament?
I think as a guard group right now, we're kind of like clicking on all cylinders. I feel like from me, Deke, Tremont, Jamal, even. Yeah, I think Jamal. I'm probably proud of Jamal the most last night. He got in those quick minutes. I feel like he was prepared. He was ready, and I feel like Coach got even more stressed out of him. So when he'll be ready to go out there in March and kind of produce for us. I feel like right now the guard group's confidence is on 10 right now for sure.
Okay, we'll sneak one more in from Joseph Duarte, please.
Quentin, you've been at a program that's been called a Blue Blood. So I think you have a little bit of insight on this. What is it something that you have to accomplish to get that, or is it just consistency, do you believe? And do you think if that's the case, is Houston done what they've done the last few years to kind of put them in that conversation of being among the Blue Bloods in college basketball?
Yeah, I think a Blue Blood probably just going off the basis like Kansas' resume. You can't knock what they've done and what they've accomplished and everything. You definitely got to give the respect at all times for sure. And I feel like right now, what we're doing in Houston last year, the year before that, and then what they've been building, and then hopefully we go into the tournament and do what we have to do and accomplish the things that we expect of ourselves. I feel like Houston can definitely be up on that kind of blue blood or kind of take its own name for itself in college basketball. But I feel like right now Houston's basketball and just the recruiting and everything, I feel like it's going to take off in the next couple of years.
Quentin, thank you for giving us a few minutes. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.